a few things before we get in the nitty-gritty of this. Basically, this video is going to be what sparked the video from yesterday, and some of the criticism in that video were that I made mention to how the program isn't good for beginners often, and people kept saying it's not a beginner program, it's not a beginner program, yet it is clearly marketed towards beginners because basically his entire audience is beginners. There are recommendations for beginners in the manual itself, and he has said in several videos that the manual works for lifters of all experience levels, which includes beginners, and he says beginners specifically a few times. So anyway, this video will be the last I talk about it. I don't want to be associated with any of this anymore, so this is the end, and here we go. So this stuff has been bothering me for a while. People have been linking articles and different threads from websites to me on my page for, it's been going for a couple months actually, and they have revealed things about a certain person that were very unfortunate and really disheartening for me. I kind of mentioned it in my video yesterday, but one of them being some racist statements using the N-word in a post about people stealing his bicycle, and then also using a derogatory word for homosexuals repeatedly and repeatedly and repeatedly. It's also very unfortunate, and just general dickheadery, I guess you could call it. There's a website from, let's see what it's called, kiwifarms.net, where people have already revealed quite a few things about him, which this is where some of the information came from. Some of the information has been gleaned from other sources. But yeah, I'll get kind of into it and go piece by piece real quick, just to kind of show you guys why I'm kind of pissed and really disappointed. Show some pieces here, which isn't a huge deal for me, is his age, which he has been oddly shy about. It's kind of a weird thing to be shy about in my opinion, but as you can see from these posts that I'll show real quick, he's quite young, which explains a lot. And it also explains some of his behavior, which I think he can be forgiven for if he apologizes for it, but there's been no apology or anything, which is why it's unfortunate. I think people can totally change. But anyway, so these posts kind of show that he is in his low 20s, between 21 and 23 probably, which means a lot of these videos he's been posting, he's in his teens, and so he's selling his program when he was in his teens, and this guy has no formal education, no certifications, no experience really actually training people, and he has presented himself as an authority on training, and it's pretty messed up really. It kind of explains the certain mannerisms and body hair, I guess, but yeah. So as you can see from this Everyday Anything video, he was maybe 15, 16 years old, maybe 14 even, pretty young. That's from November of 2011, that video, which again puts him in his low 20s right now. Probably no older than 23, probably a little younger. But a big thing about the video really reveals his online handle, which was SolarWhile, which is where a lot of this information comes from, that he posts on bodybuilding forums and elsewhere that he used.
Hi, I'm SolarWhile, and I'm also an owner of this channel.
The age thing isn't a huge deal normally. I don't think young people are inherently dumb, but the problem here is he has no formal education, and he has no experience, and he has nothing that makes a trainer a good trainer, have, you know, or a coach, I should say, I guess. You need experience coaching people to be a good coach. You don't just start off as a good coach. Every trainer, when they first start out, fucking sucks. No matter how intelligent they are, no matter how good a trainer they are. But the way he's presented himself is that he's the end-all, be-all of training, and that's the issue, really. Especially the fact that he's selling his programs as a teenager, most likely, is pretty messed up. And honestly, the biggest gripe I have currently, which I've been shown because I don't really watch many of his videos, I've seen a handful here and there, but is some obvious faked lifts, which was the problem with Nether. We know how that turned out, but there's some obvious fake lifts here. As you can see in this video, he is claiming a double overhand Jefferson block pull, but it's clearly a hook grip, and on top of that the bar is clearly bent as well, making it easier. You can see he adjusts his hands right before he lifts, which is when the hook grip comes in, and then boom, nothing special, but he claims it as a special lift, being double overhand. And then conveniently, I believe the next day or day after, he released a manual or like a video explaining how he built his amazing grip. So it's just a scam, more or less, to sell things.
Double overhand, bitch. Yeah.
In his next video, a big goal of his for a while was hitting a 225-pound strict overhead press, and he's having trouble with it clearly. He shows in all of his warm-ups the full press, where he unracks it, sets up, presses, brings it to completion. But magically, when he gets to 225, he cuts the video in the weirdest manner, and to the trained eye, this is clearly a push press, which, whatever, just say it's a push press, not a big deal, but he claims it's strict. A lot of people in the comments were also saying things that quickly got deleted, but it's obviously a push press. There's obviously leg drive there, the way it moves and how quick it is off the shoulders and then slows down so significantly. It's a push press. Here, see for yourself.
Out with bands. So I'm gonna try to get an all-time PR. You can see 185. I'm warming up with that shit. It feels light as hell. So I'm gonna lift some serious numbers, and as you can see, I'm unloading it from the pins first, because you can get into good position right away. But let's get this ultimate PR now, shall we? It took me 9 months to do that shit. You see how happy I was? 225 after having a flu for 2 weeks. God, you have no idea.
And the lying about lifts here also stems from lying about other things. For example, women. There are a lot of misogynistic viewpoints he presents often and regularly. That's kind of the same thing, often and regularly. But pretty messed up, some of the things he says about women, which I'll just kind of glance over here. Some of the stories he's told previously that have been deleted from his website, from other videos he's taken down. And here are some of them. What?
Asset. I don't, like, fuck, man. You want to be friends with these chicks? Why don't you just bang them and leave? Just let them know. Let them know, listen, man, I know that you're attracted to me and you're starting to develop feelings, but to be honest, I don't feel the same way. I just want to fuck you. So if you want to fuck me too, that's great. We can set it up. I'll give you my number. We're going to exchange orgasms. It's going to be all good. But if not, then I'm sorry. I will not be your boyfriend. I'm not interested in a monogamous relationship. I only seek casual sex. So if you're down for that program, I'm totally down for it as well. But other than that, I'm sorry.
No.
Now, if you act like a little bitch and you let them take care of you, then you're not going to get anything. But if you dominate them, if you can out-alpha them, if you will, you're going to be fine. Just put them in their fucking place. Once they start acting like bitches, just remain calm, yeah? Just keep being direct, keep being bold, keep expressing your desires and interests. They might even refuse to give you the number, but you know what you do in that case? You give them your number.
What? Don't do that. Do not do that. The backpedaling and the Deleting of older videos that contradict him is also kind of weird. He claims to be an alpha male, and none of this seems like very alpha behavior. If you've done something, you should be proud of it, and or at least take credit for it, accept it, whatever. But that's not what he does. He goes back, deletes things, changes titles, as another video pointed out. His goal was clearly a 600-pound deadlift for quite a long time. Didn't get it, got 585, went back, changed the title of one of his videos explaining how he would deadlift 600 to how he was going to deadlift 585. Again, not the most alpha material. And just, if you say you're cool, you're not very cool probably. It's just kind of the same thing with being an alpha. Just so it's said as well, the dating advice isn't something you should be listening to. It's extremely cringeworthy, and the advice he gives is not how you should actually interact with women, because real women are human beings, it turns out, and don't like to be talked to in the manner he prescribes. And I see one path to redemption, at least in my eyes, and that'd be to apologize for the racist, the homophobic, and the misogynistic, can't talk, remarks. B, admit to the fake lifts, and yeah, that's about it. Those two things. That would, for the most part, redeem him in my eyes. As long as he continues to walk a straight and narrow path, we're good to go. But until that day, he is really fallen from grace in my eyes, and unfortunate, but here we are.
Is that you have been lied to and why they're incorrect. This is a no bullshit channel.